give them a last round of applause, please. Gentlemen, let's take your spot back in line.
We're back, and we're pissed on the Bodybuilding show brought to you by ProSubs here at the Mecca with the champ. I call him the physique, the champ, even though he's a men's bodybuilder, Charles Curtis. Thank you for coming on the show again, bro. Dude, you cleaned up at the show, man. You cleaned up. I mean, we were just looking at the scorecards of the light heavy class, and it was unanimous. Charles Curtis swept the class. I called it, and how's it feel, man?
It feels great. I could have either came in as a middleweight or like heavyweight, but for me, I wanted to be in a more challenging weight class, but I never considered it as a heavyweight before. And being able to compete with guys that weigh 20 pounds heavier than me makes me feel really good, knowing that I can do that.
And pretty much owned it. Mopped the floor. I mean, no disrespect to the other competitors, great competitors in there. I mean, some great competitors. I mean, but hands down, I mean, you took the class. And guys, 178 pounds. I mean, he could have definitely got into that middleweight class. He wanted to challenge himself. What? 1 3/4 pounds. Yeah, could have been. You definitely could have squeezed that in there.
This is my first light heavyweight title that I won, and it's the first Dennis James show, so I'm really appreciative of this accomplishment.
And we just had Frank on, and he was giving you props, and I mean, during that overall, it was between the two of you guys.
He's a very good competitor. He's hard to beat. He's massive.
Dude, the guy's just got so much muscle up there. I mean, and so do you, and Frank even attests that. 178 pounds, 223 pounds. When you see these two in the pose mount, I encourage you guys to watch it on DennisJames.com or DennisJamesClassic.com. He looks like he weighs 210 pounds. I mean, you do not look like you got, I mean, obviously he's a much bigger guy, 220 pounds, but it doesn't look like 30, 40 pounds. I mean, it looks a lot closer than that.
It's an illusion.
Yeah, as far as the conditioning and stuff, you guys were pretty much neck and neck. I've seen you at the North American a little bit drier.
Yeah.
But again, you're light heavy, and this is kind of a warm-up show for you.
This is a warm-up for the USAs. My main focus is actually the USAs. Suck down the middleweights, and hopefully, I think I am. I'll take my pro card. Just working on it.
It's not a matter of if, guys. It's a matter of when Charles gets his pro card. Last year, the 2013 North American, he is the middleweight champ. Got first place as a middleweight. Unfortunately, the pro cards were handed out to the super heavyweight, the heavyweight, and the light heavyweight. Again, if you look at the pictures, you could have definitely got your pro card. I had you in front of the. I'm not saying it because we're friends, we're boys, but I mean, I had you in front of that light heavy. I mean, you could have beat the heavy. I'm sure. I haven't seen the scorecards. I'd like to see how close that actually was.
Yeah. Well, my thoughts is they're going to give it to the super heavy, the heavy, and the light heavy at the North American because those guys can go straight into a pro show. For a middleweight, they'll be like, well, he needs more size to be able to compete.
That's true. That's true. And that was actually your coach, Josh Barnett, who was saying, you know what, let's bring you in as a light heavy because if you can suck down, you're kind of going backwards, and it's, your vision and your goal is to compete as an IFBB pro. So for you to kind of stay in that middleweight class, I disagree with that, though, didn't I?
Yeah.
I disagree because I feel that, Charles Curtis, he's the North American middleweight champ. He's the guy to beat. Everybody's looking for him. So he gets into that light heavyweight class of the USA's. Well, they have a guy in that class that they're looking at. You're the man. You're the middleweight champ right now. And all you got to do, I think, is come in just like you did last year, or maybe a little bit better. You're going to turn from it. I mean, it's a done deal. So, good. I look forward to that, man.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to bring in a better package this time at the USA's than I did at Dennis James. I think at the Dennis James, I beat my previous USA's conditioning and lifting. So it'll be interesting.
And then when you turned around too, it was lights out. I mean, just the Christmas tree and the hamstrings, the glutes. I mean, we see each other every day, Charles. I mean, we pose it down together. I don't like standing next to you. I can't beat this guy. I don't like standing next to him. If Charles is over there posing, I usually wait till he's done. But especially if we're doing our legs. But anyways, man, I have a lot of respect for you as a bodybuilder, and we all expect big things. Team Metroflex, Josh Barnett behind you. Anything different going into the USA's this time?
What I noticed last year is when I dived into the USA's, I came in a little bit I didn't pull out enough water. But then the next show, the North American, like came in drier, and I noticed you kind of have to do a show before you do the big show because you'll come in a lot harder, a lot drier, and a lot more conditioned than you did the previous show. So it's always improving. It's always beating your previous best. So my whole goal now is just to beat my last 3 previous best and have the dead of day.
Well spoken from the champ. And you know, you and I talk a lot. I know about your contest prep. And actually, Frank was talking about how, you know, he went and had, we like to call it, you know, since we're on the air, you know, crap food. And you know, you do that kind of load up, and you know, Frank's like, dude, I look better a couple of days after the show than I did before the show. And for you, what you did in North America, you actually took that and did the reverse. You ate like the show was on Friday, and then you peaked on Saturday. I mean, that's kind of a scary thing to do. I tried that once, I spilled over, it didn't work for me, but I guess the secret is not to have too much water.
Too much water.
Yeah.
I did have a lot of soda though.
So what was your carb?
Well, I started, you know, the brown rice. I did brown rice, some white rice mixed with cold water.
Yeah, this guy holds water. I mean, things that make me lose water makes Charles hold water. Like, what the hell?
So I do brown rice, you know, clean load, and then if I'm dry enough, then I do a cheat load.
Okay.
Pizza, cheeseburgers, soda. And if you're dry, you won't spill.
That's the tricky part. That's the tricky part, right, Frank? I mean, you can. I mean, that is. You could go into this show looking crisp, dry, conditioned, hard, and you screw up your last 24 hours, and you're done. And I've had that happen. So looks like you have it down. So you have the recipe for success. You're just gonna follow. Did you write it down? What you did for the North American, or you got it up here?
I know exactly what I did.
You got it there, Josh? Awesome, awesome. Well, what's up with Betancourt? Are you with Betancourt? Do you have a sponsor? I know that you had several people, because you were asking me about, hey, what about this company, what about that company? I know you have a lot of companies talking to you right now. What's the deal with your sponsor?
I don't know what happened with Betancourt. I mean, they're a good company, is that they don't use their athletes the way they should. They've been using Michelle Lewin a lot. And she's a great athlete. She's amazing. I really love Michelle Lewin. But they use other athletes that I believe probably shouldn't be used, but they use them anyways. And they barely use any of my stuff. Actually, they don't really use any of my stuff at all. So right now, I just kind of let them go.
Okay. So, I mean, we were thinking maybe road sites. I mean, I said, hey, write a sponsorship letter. I mean, you haven't wrote this, did you write them yet?
I'm still thinking of this right. I mean, I'm always in red and black, so you know.
That's right. But you did have, there was another one that is really interested in you, and actually at the show I tasted their stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it's just protein powder, but it was awesome. Sean, you had to try it too.
It was amazing.
It was really good, right? I mean, I tasted it tastes like chocolate cake. It's pretty good.
There's no contract with him. He just wants to help push his product, and he gets commission out of it. So, but I need a sponsor, actual sponsor.
Yeah.
I was looking into ProSubs.
Well, I mean, you've taken the DN. How do you like that DNPX?
The DNPX, I actually took the DNPX with another fat burner. I don't really feel anything. So, I mean, I took 2 today. It says don't exceed, I guess, 1.
Yeah.
I took 2 and I feel 1.
I don't know. This guy must be immune to it, because if I take one, Sean, you take DNPX. And what did I say when I took it?
You said it makes you crazy, but
It made me crazy. It cracked me out. Like I was like, oh, after one pill. So here's Charles taking 2, and then throwing in another fat burner on top of it. He's a thermogenic whore, people. Okay, a thermogenic whore. But at least you're not a whore in other areas. You know, you're a slave to the gym, a whore to the weights.
Hard work.
Hard work. Yeah.
Discipline. Work hard. Follow directions. Listen to what your coach says.
And that was pretty cool, you know. I talked about Frank on how, you know, wait for it, and he hits that try. And you know what I liked about you? You had your little...
All below.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
I don't got I get the white man.
No, white man can't dance.
The side tricep, that's cool. You just go really slow.
That good? Yeah, so you noticed it too.
That's a white man. That's all we got.
Well, Charles, man, thanks again for coming on the show. I think you're awesome, man. Good friend, good guy, amazing physique, great competitor. Like I said, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when Charles gets the pro card. Look for
Middleweights, USAs.
That's right. Look for Charles Curtis.
Frank, heavyweights, USAs.
That's right. That's right. So guys, thanks for watching the V Bodybuilding Show brought to you by ProSteps. I want to thank right now My Oatmeal, Swole Swag watches. Check them out online. And check us out on the next episode of the V Bodybuilding Show. Thanks for watching.